Ooga booga! Wait, what is today? Oh, it's November. Okay, never mind. And welcome to another Tech Tuesday. Today we're going to be developing a fruit smoothie. And I'm not talking with a blender like this. I'm talking about with Blender, the 3D modeling program. And it also does a lot of other stuff. But we'll be making a fruit smoothie today. So let's just jump right into it. If you don't have Blender installed, go here. It's free. It's on your PCs and your Macs. Download it there. It's also available on Steam. But I'm recording this program on OBS right here. A few weeks ago, I did a tutorial on OBS, and so if you want to familiarize yourself with this program I'm using right now, go there and check that out. But right here, you can see we have Blender. So here's what Blender looks like. If you look down at the bottom, you can actually see the keys I'm pressing. So I'm using the mouse wheel. Highly recommend to use an external mouse. If you're using a touchpad on your laptop, it may be kind of hard to navigate the space. It's possible, but it may be a bit of a nag. So I recommend using an external mouse. With my right click, I can move the box around. Left click, I can move my little 3D cursor around. You can see. But let's just go ahead and just go right into it. Let's make our fruit smoothie. Right away, you can see we have this box and we don't need it. So let's press X and hit delete. And there our box is gone. So let's make this fruit smoothie. So let's press Shift A and make this circle. So just follow along with me right now. There's a lot of things on screen, but a lot of it you don't really need to know about right away. So you'll learn it as we go. So let's go into edit mode and let's press F. And as you can see, it fills it in. And now we're going to make the base of the cup. So let's scale this up by pressing S. Just press it once and then move your mouse to make it larger. So that looks like a nice base. So let's press E to extrude. Now bring that up just a little bit. Now after you left click, just press S and then scale that in. To move things, press G. And you might want to move it on an axis. So you can move on the X, Y, and Z axis. So let's move this on the Z axis. So let me just tell you this again. Press G and then Z. And then there you go. Just move that up a little bit. And there we go. We have the base of the cup. So now we have this. We're just going to extrude and bring it up. And that's looking like a pretty nice cup. So how are we going to drink a cup that has a face on the top?
Blender.
System. I know this.
So let's go down here to the edge selection. So here's edge selection, and then there's vertices selection, and right here at the end is face selection. That's the one we want to press. Make sure you have just the top selected. Press X and delete only your faces. Now we're going to change our selection tool to edge. So if the edge selected, we're going to select all the edges and we're going to bring it out a little bit. Just so we can, because you know, the bigger the cup, the more smoothie it'll hold. And now let's press E and bring it up more. Let's bring it up on the X axis like that. Let's bring it out a little bit, pressing S. And then let's extrude once more on the X axis. And there we go. That's looking like a pretty nice cup, I must say so myself. You can always get wild and make the cup as wild as you want. So if maybe you want to do something like that, just so it can hold some extra water, well, that's fine too. So I don't actually want this top piece. So if you click one face, press Alt and click another face, so select all the faces in that loop, press X and then delete faces. And there we go. We're back to our normal little cup here. So now we have this fresh looking cup, but there's no liquid in it. So let's go over here. I'm going to bring this out a little bit so I can see all of it. So here at the end is the physics panel, and you can see there's all kinds of different things. Now you don't have to worry about the fluid for our smoothie. Let's go ahead and go back into object mode. So now let's make our smoothie. So first things first, I'm going to explain this to you after we make it, so just follow along with me here. So let's go in here and make a cube. Now press Z to take it into wireframe mode. So that way you can see through everything. So pressing Z, you can take in and out of wireframe mode. Now you press S and scale the box up. So now we have the box scaled up a bit. Press G and let's move the box over the cup. Move around with your mouse wheel and make sure your cup is actually over it. Many will scale it back up using S. Just scale the cup back up. And so right here, we have this box, and this box is going to serve as the domain. This is what's going to keep our liquids in. So our liquid cannot go out of this box. So now let's make another box here. Another little cube. And take that cube, use the axis. So I press G and then scale on the Z axis, move my mouse around. Or you can use if you have a numpad key, you can use your numpad and quickly change your viewport. And so pressing G and the Y axis, I'm gonna move it over top. And I gotta make sure this is over top of it. So see, 3D, you never quite know where your objects are gonna be in 3D space. So pressing G and X axis, there we go. It is right over the cup. And so this box right here is actually gonna be our fluid. So press fluid and you can change the type to fluid. Now press the larger box and press fluid on that, just a larger box, and make it a domain. So now that those two are what they're supposed to be, make the cup, make it a fluid, and make it an obstacle. Click on the box that it formed down, the domain down here, that it made into a square box, hit bake. Now depending on your computer, it could take a bit of time. So up here, there's a percentage, and over here in the resolution, you can change your percentage to you can lower it and it'll be faster. You can change it so you only see the preview right here in the viewport display. I want to see what that looks like final. So whenever this is done rendering, I want to change that to final. And so there's that. Now press Z so you can actually go out of your viewport. And so this is kind of what our animation is going to look like. Okay, so that wasn't right. So let's go back in here and change the volume, the shell, and then go back to your domain and bake that. And so now let's preview it. Okay, so the water is staying in the cup. It's not the best looking. The cup needs to be a bit thicker, but that's all right. Let's go down here into the fluid boundaries and let's play with it a bit. You won't be able to play with the properties of the fluid unless you have the domain pressed. So don't have that one pressed or the obstacle pressed. Press the weird looking box and go down here to fluid boundary and change the smoothing to 2. So just type in 2. Change the subdivision back to 2. So let's break this out with the new boundaries on. Let's see what it looks like. So it looks a lot better. The water looks a little less pixely. So let's actually make this fluid here. Let's make this a lot bigger. So press S and let's make that bigger. Let's take it up just a bit. So now that this is going to make more water, now that it's bigger, press H to hide. To unhide, press Alt H. But just press H to hide that, and so we can just see our domain here. Now I want to get, as you can see, the shadows look a little rough, but I can change that. I can just press smooth over here, and now our shadows are looking nice and smooth. But you can choose whichever one you want. So now that it's nice and smooth, let's bump that up to 40, and let's bake it. Not too long ago, we actually had our first 3D workshop using Blender. And there's more to come too. So if you'd like to see more tutorials on Blender, please be sure to let me know. Or if you'd just like to see a more in-depth tutorial, because this tutorial, I told you a little bit about it, but there's a lot of things you can do with Blender. Okay, so the animation just got finished baking. As you can see, there's a lot more water because I made that cube bigger. So now that we have a bigger cube, we should just go ahead and play, right? Yes, we should. And that looks pretty good aside from the water oozing out of the cup, but there's our fruit smoothie. It's all over the floor and everything like that. Now, let's actually make this cup a little thicker. That way you can't tell. And so there we go. We have our fruit smoothie. We made a little cup in Blender. Most importantly, don't forget to save. So go up here to Save As and just save it to your desktop or wherever you want to save it. Give it some fancy title like new smoothie cup. And so if you have a 3D blender or anything like that, you can print this cup out and there you go. Make a little smoothie in real life too. So if you like this tutorial and you'd like to see more like it, just let me know. Maybe we can talk about Blender some more. Maybe we can talk about some other program. But But email me here. Let me know in the comments below. And actually, be sure to subscribe to our new channel, the Holler Studio. It's a fresh new channel where we're going to be uploading all kinds of new videos, all kinds of stuff about what's going on in the Holler. But we're still going to be using the main Holler channel for a bunch of other videos for the Holler website page. So just be sure to check here though for some new material every so often. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. So hit that bell button, hit subscribe, like, comment, and do all that fun stuff that they tell you to do online. And have a good day. Okay, so this isn't the best way to make your cup thicker, but I'm gonna go show you how to do it. So what I did was I hit E, and then I hit S, and then I hit X, and scaled it on the X axis. And then hitting G again, I scaled it on the Y axis. Oh, don't hit G, hit S, and then scale it on the Y axis. And there we go, now our cup is nice and thick. You may want to bake this again because when you bake it, it's baked to how the model originally looks. So when it was looking all flat, that's what it was baked to. So let's actually bake this one quick time and let's see how it looks. So just click the water. Well, let's go into object mode, then click the water, and now hit bake. And oh man, 5%, this is gonna take forever. And just like that, look at that, the animation's about done. I told you, magic. All right, so now that this animation is done, let's play it. So it looks like the animation actually looked better when it was baked, when the model was thin. So that's just a fluid simulator being the fluid simulator. But I mean, that looks pretty good if you just zoom in and look like that. Look at that, it looks really good. Yum. Tasty smoothie right there. You know, the gray ones, it's kind of, you know, you can see the green smoothies. Well, gray, you never know what flavor it's going to be, so it could either be really good or really bad. At least when you see a green smoothie, you're like, ugh, vegetables. At least with the gray one, you never know what it is, so it's like the little mystery Airheads.